We didn't get that far yet, Nick.
Oh, okay. No, I heard some aspiration.
Are you into the birthday candy this morning?
Oh, tired and cranky and just doing my best to push through.
How did Amelie sleep after birthday candy?
She did all right. She did all right. She complained of a stomach ache. She told me that she had a splinter in her tummy.
Oh.
I know.
So next year at this time, if anyone wants to come visit Albuquerque, it's a special moment. I'm trying to recreate behind me the International Balloon Fiesta. Every year this time is a special thing, and the sky is filled with balloons, and something like, I don't know, several hundred, 500 balloons go up at the same time, and it's a magical, whimsical event and a nice reason to come visit us here in Albuquerque someday.
Oh, you're the prime attraction.
Yeah, but somehow I need the extra lifting. It's Ezra. Ezra's the prime attraction.
No.
Hi, boss.
Unless
Good morning.
he and I can talk philosophy, I don't think so. I mean, he's cute and everything.
Believe it or not, he's certainly getting there all too quickly.
Oh, good.
All right, kids. Nick, anything?
Oh, just a real quick good morning, boss. Real quick, there are a couple of small changes to the schedule, so just everybody keep your eyes on it. I'll try to email you mixed nuts to let you know if anything changes, but like Gibson's class is up today, so if it makes a difference in your life, look at the schedule.
Okay, Uncle Nick. Let me get up this text. We're talking Mr. Adam, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Geshe, Michael, your volume is low compared to others.
Is that better? Hello?
No?
Let me see if I got the right microphone on. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Oh, you're right. Wrong microphone. How's hello?
That's better. That's better.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
To the dulcet tones.
All right, Mr. Andrade, here we go. Hey, you're supposed
Uh-oh.
Bro, what's going on?
That's I'm just telling you a customary thing.
You cut out there again. I missed it.
I'm just saying it's customary to open both your eyes when you wake up, okay?
Yeah. Let's keep working on that.
All right, let me get here. Share the stupid screen. All right. Okay, progress report for Adam's text. Let's see here. By the way, Adam's first translation is coming out in next month. A major work on logic. And by the way, I think what happened 1,000 years ago is somebody named Chapachuki Senge in Tibet. He was writing a commentary to Master Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti is 4 very, very difficult chapters, as you're about to find out with Ben Kramer's text. And even the order of the chapters is debated. And in the monastery, people don't even, in the Geshe course, almost nobody memorizes Dharmakirti. It's just too difficult. And in the winter debates, we will debate a few pages of Dharmakirti for 4 or 5 years. And so it's it's extremely difficult. So I think this author 1,000 years ago, I should slow down, right, Nick?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Named Chapa Chukisenge, which means the lion of the Dharma. He from Chapa, he wrote a summary, or he wrote like a textbook of how to study Dharmakirti, and he took the subjects out of Dharmakirti, and then he rearranged them in a very interesting order, which is very useful. It kind of matches how we present the pen. It kind of matches how we present the pen, and it's kind of a miracle what he did. And then Adam's author, Namadashi, he followed that system. And then we followed that system for DCI Advanced Level 2. And we're going to follow it at the Lam Rim teaching in Vietnam. And both of those will take place in Vietnam in December. So if you have time, you can catch either one in Vietnam. I believe the Lam Rim is held at Da Nang, which is one of the greatest beaches in the world. I've flown over it. I haven't been there yet. And then I believe we're going to be doing the advanced level in Ho Chi Minh City. So anyway, you're welcome to come if you have time. And you will see Adam's text coming out. All the Mixed Nuts books are now coming out also in ebook. So it's really easy to get them. It's easy to use them. And what I like is it's easy to gift them to somebody else. You know, if somebody has a birthday, or you have a friend that you want to say hi, you could go on the Diamond Cutter Press website, and you can gift them a book in like 2 minutes. And I like it. I've been sending them to my neighbors. Okay. So anyway, we're finishing about 5 folio faces. That's a little slow, but the material is very thick. We could speed up slightly. This book is gonna be good to split this book into 4 separate books. And Adam, we're going deeper. Adam's new book is a commentary on all 7 of Dharmakirti's greatest books. So it's a huge commentary on all 7 of Dharmakirti's greatest books. And we went to this as a break from Adam's Dura text, which is kind of difficult. So probably we can finish the classes for this book in 2026, January, in about, I don't know. And then we would go back to the next book of his Dura. So his Dura will take 4 books. And so he's basically working on 8 books at the same time. 4 for the Dura and 4 for this text. We'll finish the second book in a couple of years. Okay. All right. And Mr. Nick, you ready to check Adam La?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's put a big cursor up here. I'm not a big cursor. I curse occasionally. All right. Hang on. Okay, please start, Adam.
Kelte, Pume, the Munsun Seme Shelja Yumbartel, De Tabu, Munsun de Pume, Tela, Sema Yimbe, Jerome. Turna, Munsun Seme Shelja Yina, Rangsin Yimbe, Makaparta Lo Shena.
Okay. So Kelte is introducing another guy's argument. And it's kind of like, what's it mean, Adam? Kelte?
Suppose you were to say.
Yeah, good. Let's say, suppose you were to say this. I think pum me, which means bumpa mepa. What's that mean?
The place where there is no coffee cup.
This means the absence of the coffee cup at that place. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So let's take the absence of a coffee cup. I think.
Oh yeah. Sancho.
Are you implying that it could be a shell jar of Munsum Temo? What's that mean?
That it could be an object considered by direct perception.
Yeah.
By direct accurate perception.
Good. Can a correct, accurate perception, and shell is going to be important for your book. In your book, this term, he's going to lay heavily on the meaning of shell. So shell means to weigh something. Mentally, it means to consider something. So it's like you're sitting at the breakfast table and you're looking at your coffee cup. And that's called your shelwa or gelwa, the coffee cup. So if you walk into if you're looking around for your coffee that you had it in your hand, and you walk in the kitchen and the kitchen table is empty, can we say that at that moment you directly perceive the lack of coffee cup on that table? Okay. Is it possible to directly? So shelwa, meaning to consider, basically means to perceive. So what do you guys think? I mean, offhand, when it happens to me like today, I make a coffee, I go back to the bathroom, I walk around the house, I think the coffee is on the kitchen table. And then when I come in the kitchen, I look on the kitchen table and I see the lack of a coffee cup. I see there's no coffee cup there. Am I using direct perception or am I using logic, deduction? What do you guys think?
Sounds direct.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty direct. I don't know. Or do I always have to figure out that there's no cup there? That's the question, I guess. Anyway, the other guy says, I think it's a direct perception, okay? And then because this kind of munsum sema direct perception is a accurate perception towards the lack of a coffee cup, okay? And then suppose we say what, Adam, if Duna?
Well, suppose you accept that.
Yeah, suppose you agree then that when you came back to the kitchen and you looked at the kitchen table and you perceived the absence of your coffee cup, okay? Suppose you agree that that is a direct perception and not something you have to use logic or that you are using instantaneous logic in your mind. Let's say it's a direct perception. Then it's not the case that if something is considered by a direct perception, it has to be rangten. Okay, then that's not the case. If you believe that when you walk back to the kitchen, you see the lack of a coffee cup with direct perception, then it's not the case that what all direct perceptions see is rangsen. What's rangsen and what's chisen, Adam?
One's like the archetype. Chisen would be the archetype, and rangsen would be like a physical expression of that archetype.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so it has a different meaning here than in Madhyamika, for example. So, yeah, and I like to say, and by the way, we're using your text very heavily, Adam. When you see advanced level 2 for DCI, we just went straight through your text. and we made it relevant to business people, and they love it. Let's say, so Rangsen means the actual expression of an archetype, and then Chitsen means the archetype. And I like to say, your mom taught you the Chitsen. You know, the first time you saw a car, I imagine Nick has had this experience, or Adam. The first time you took Ava out and she saw a car and you pointed to it and you said, car, car. And she said, cow, cow. You know, then she learned the Chitsen, kind of. I mean, we would also say past life is in there, but she learned the archetype. You inserted an archetype into Ava's mind the first time you pointed to a car and yelled, car, car, car. So, and according to this second school, every time Ava sees a car in her whole life after that, it will be by looking at the thing and comparing it to her Chitsen, comparing it to the archetype in her mind. And if it's close enough to the first car she ever learned, she'll call the new thing a car also. So he says here, you're in trouble. And we say, why? And he says, because you used to say, if something was a direct perception, it was always dealing with the actual expression of the archetype, okay? But now you've changed your story. What's the implication here? When I perceive the lack of a coffee cup on the kitchen table, am I seeing an archetype, or am I seeing an actual expression? What do you guys think?
Well, now this is saying an archetype.
Yeah, this is saying that when you perceive the absence of something on the table, then you are dealing with an archetype. You are not dealing with the actual expression of the thing because there's nothing there. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see what we're gonna say. Please continue, Adam. And I can see Venerable Utpala here on my screen. So can you help him? Nick, can you send me a basic list of participants, and then I can call on people that I can't see? How's that?
Yeah, sure.
I can torture them. Or else set me up on my Zoom that I could see everybody. I don't know if that's possible.
Well, only if they turn their cameras on, or if you go down to the bottom and click on the part of the menu that says participants.
Hang on, let me do that. Okay.
Just click on participants and it should show up as a list that you can scroll through. That would be the best way, because
okay.
if I print you a list,
okay, that's the same thing, really. All right, good. I'll do that. Now I can pick on people more freely.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. So please read, Adam La.
Tawa nika ndopa yina, ngunsun sema shelja yina, rangsen yimbe kapbar shevani, ko ngunsun sema yina, koi shelja kang yin rangsen yimbe kapbar ten ba ma yingi, ko che te la tsur tongi ngunsum yina, che te rangsen yin go shepa yino.
Okay, good. Tawa nika depa yina is to say, where's it says, I say I agree to both of your telos, to both of your sarcastic statements. I say, yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? Okay. Okay. I respond to your two sarcastic statements with, yeah, that's right. You got a problem with that? What are the two sarcastic statements we just had? Are you telling me that the lack of a coffee cup on top of your kitchen table is something you can perceive with direct perception? And we say what, Adam? Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You got a problem with that? I say, yeah, you do. You do perceive the lack of a coffee cup on top of the kitchen table with a direct perception. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. And then his second sarcastic statement was, so it's not the case that if something is what you consider with a direct, accurate perception, it has to be the actual expression of that thing. We say,
Wow.
yeah, it's not the
Cool.
case. Okay, it's not the case. All right, you can perceive something with a direct perception, and it can be an archetype.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So suppose we answer. By the way, we're not sure yet, Dr. Kramer, if we agree, but but let's say we said we agree to both. Okay. Then he's going to say, well, didn't you at some point say that if something is what I consider with direct perception, it has to be the actual expression of the thing? Didn't you say that at some point? This is the other guy. I'll say it again.
Mm-hmm.
In our conversation up to now, aren't you the one who said that if I see something with a direct, accurate perception, that something must be the actual expression of an archetype in the world? Okay. So and then we're gonna say, look, when we said before that if something is under consideration by a direct perception, it has to be the expression of the archetype in the world, the actual expression of the archetype in our world. Okay. What we were saying was, okay, when we said that, we were not indicating, we didn't mean to say that if something is a direct, accurate perception, then anything under consideration by it had to be an actual expression of an idea in the world. Okay, we didn't say that. That's not what we were saying. Okay, I'll say it again. When we said that direct, accurate perceptions are dealing with actual expressions of mental pictures in the world, like real coffee cups, okay? What we were saying, we were not saying, we didn't mean to say that every possible thing perceived by a direct perception had to be an actual expression of an idea in the world. We weren't saying that, okay? So here comes the clarification. Key here means, but rather, what we were saying, okay, the key means because it has a comma after it, it cannot be what, Adam?
Of.
Yeah, it cannot be possessive. You don't say Adams at the end of well, I guess you can. The book is Adams. But you normally say Adam's book, right? So when you see apostrophe S hanging at the end of a sentence, it means but not, okay, but not. So what's coming up is rather what we were saying. What were we saying? And Adam, I want you to help me here. Sortong.
Yeah, it's it's like those who have not seen emptiness, but you're not seeing this. You're only seeing this side of things. You're only seeing one side.
Yeah, Sur means incoming. I always think of in a war, in American English, when the missile is coming at you, you yell to your friends, incoming, incoming, the missile's coming towards you. And if you're a person who doesn't understand the pin, then you're a surtong. You believe that the world is out there and the world is coming at you. So in Buddhism, we call those people who didn't learn the pen, we have a special name for them. it's called those who believe that things are incoming. They believe that things are coming this way. Okay. That's called sortong. What's the opposite of a sortong, Adam?
And anyone who's are you looking for the Tibetan term, or are you like just
Yeah, I mean, in general, we would
somebody
say,
who's had a sorry.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, in general, it's anybody who's had a good explanation of emptiness, right?
Yeah, you could say that, and specifically who's had a direct perception. Okay, so
Okay.
so we are clarifying what we meant before when we said that when you have a direct perception of something, you are always dealing with the actual appearance of the archetype in the world, the actual expression of the archetype, the actual coffee cup. And here we said, if something is a direct, accurate perception of a non-Arya, okay, of a non-Arya, of a person who has not seen emptiness directly, then in that case, what they see has to be the actual expression of an archetype in the world, okay? That implies an exception for someone who's not a sortong. What do you think, Adam? Like, so let's say I'm an Arya, and I see something with my direct, accurate perception. Then that's implying I could be seeing a.
I mean, the lack of a self-existent object.
No, I could be seeing on the table a lack of coffee. I could be seeing the archetype. Yeah, I could be seeing the archetype. If I'm a very special person and I walk into the kitchen looking for my coffee cup and I see no coffee cup there, what I see could be an archetype rather than an actual expression. Okay. So certain people can deal in archetypes. Okay. All right. Whew. He's going very deep, by the way. And this is K. J. And this book is very famous. And it's a great book if you're on the debate ground, because this kind of points are not made by other people. Okay. Please read. And let me pull up my little list here. I can pick on all kinds of people. Tim Lowenhout is checking you. Hey, Adam, if you have compassion, make some mistakes.
Okay. Teta ma yimbar. Ko ngun sum tsema yina. Koi shelja kang yin rang sin yin de ge na kun kin yeshe.
Yin guna,
Oh, yeah, okay. You don't pronounce that D there?
not usually.
Okay. Rangten yin guna. Kun kin yeshe ki shelja yina. Rangten yin pe kabar tel wadang. Rang shin ma mikpe. Is that demix?
Okay. Hey, Tim, you got to understand he's with Ava a lot of the time.
Ma mikpe taki chokche ngun sum sema seme jupar shepad hang sheljan ni chir sema ni she sok nangel ki kun du kiro.
All right. Okay, here we go. Data Mayimbar. What's that mean, Adam? By the way, I'm trying to find a nice picture of you guys mountain climbing while I'm stalling. Okay.
Okay. It's if it's not like that.
Okay.
Data.
Yeah, if it were not like that, then if something were Lunsamsema.
If something was a direct, accurate perception,
Good.
Then, yeah,
And
it'd have to be.
There's two ifs here. Okay. There's two ifs following one upon the other. Okay. If something were a direct, were an accurate direct perception, and what?
And
If-
it
And
was
if,
the object considered by omniscience.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Kushaja Kai Yin Rangsen Yin Guna. If something were a direct, accurate perception, and if what it was looking at had to be the actual expression of something in the world, then let's take the wisdom of a Buddha. Let's take the omniscience of a Buddha. Okay. If something were what that is considering, it would also have to be Rangsen. What's that mean?
It also have to be an expression of that archetype.
Okay. Yeah, good. By the way, I gotta show off my granddaughter. They've been climbing like the highest peaks in Colorado. This is La Plata at 14,365 feet. She climbs in a basket on the back, okay? So don't worry about it. All right. Rangsen, then are you telling me that the omniscience of a Buddha could not perceive what? The lack of a coffee cup as
An archetype.
Yeah, as an archetype. Are you telling me omniscience was somehow limited and couldn't see the lack of a coffee cup on the table as an archetype directly? Okay. And that contradicts what? Omniscience perceives all objects in the universe directly. Okay. So don't give me this story that direct perceptions are limited to the actual object in the world, because there's omniscient beings who see them as concepts or see them as archetypes, okay? Because they see all things directly, okay? That was kind of easy, and that's kind of a cheating thing. I don't know. Let's see what he says for the second thing. Rangshin ma mikbe tak. Okay, so we gotta review what's a Rangshin ma mikbe tak. Ma mikbe tak means a logical statement you give your wife as to why something is not there. Okay. Ma mikba means you're trying to prove that something's not there. Okay. So I don't know. You're trying to prove that, like your wife says, why you didn't take the garbage can out. And you say, well, honey, there is no garbage can down there. Okay. And then you have to give a reason. Okay. Because the plastic thing that holds the garbage is not down there. I took it out already. Okay. I'll say it again. Honey bunny, let's, think about the garbage can. It's not down there in the carport because the thing that holds the garbage is not down there in the carport. Okay. So when you use as a reason the absence of something which is equivalent to the garbage can, okay, that's called Rangshin ma mikbe tak. Okay, Rangshin ma mikbe tak. Okay.
Okay.
Let's consider the carport. That's the chichen, right? Let's consider the carport. There is no garbage can there. That's the quality asserted. Okay. What do you call it? Chokiche. Oh, sorry. Drupjeche. And then I say, because the thing that holds the garbage is not down there. So I'm proving that something's not in the carport. That's called mamikpa. Okay. Rangshin means, and I'm proving it with a reason. And the thing I'm using for the reason is of the same nature as the thing that I'm trying to prove about. So if I say, honey bunny, let's consider the carport. Number one. Number two, there's no garbage can there. Number three, why? Because the thing that holds the garbage is not there. Okay, got it? Chokchu means 1 and 3. Chokchu means 1 and 3. 1 and 3 here means honey bunny in the carport, the thing that holds the garbage is not there. Okay. All right. Munsun seme dupa shepa. Can she chokchu de chekebai? Maybe I got this wrong. Chokchu. Let's keep going. Munsum seme dupa shepa dang. Can you confirm? Is chokchu? Is it 1 and 3 or 1 and 2, you guys?
1 and 3.
It is, right?
I believe so.
So if it's a correct reason, I have to perceive 1 and 3. Can I perceive it with a direct perception?
So,
yep.
Does that depend?
If I perceive that the thing that if she comes to understand, if she accepts my reason, okay, if she accepts the 3 parts of my reason, right? What are the 3 parts of my reason, right? Number 1, in the carport, there is nothing to hold the garbage, okay? In the carport, the thing that holds the garbage is gone. That's the first of the tsusum. That's the first of the 3 steps of confirmation. Can my wife see that in the carport, there's not the thing that holds the garbage? Yes. Does she understand if the thing that holds the garbage is not there, then the garbage can is not there? If 3, then 2, right? If 3, then 2. Can she perceive that if the thing that holds the garbage is not in the carport, then the garbage can is not in the carport? Can she perceive that? Yes. Can she perceive the dokyap? Now that's a difficult one. If there's no garbage can, then there's no thing that holds the garbage. Okay. If there's no garbage can, then there's no thing that holds the garbage. If not 2, not 3. Okay. Those are the 2 sum, right? When you perceive those relationships, when you perceive the truth of those relationships, which means when you actually confirm a logical statement, okay, are you dealing in wrong sense or are you dealing in cheat sense? Okay. When she confirms that in the carport, there's no garbage can, when she sees that truth, because of my debate, she sees, well, I'm sorry. When she perceives my reason, which is that there is nothing that holds garbage in the carport. If 1 and 3, 1 is 3, okay? There's no thing that holds garbage in the carport. When my wife perceives that, does she perceive it as an actual entity in the world, or does she perceive it as a concept?
Well, it's conceptual. Logic's conceptual.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Okay. So we were. Oh, let's say it again. I tell my wife, look, honey, let's check the carport. There's no garbage can there. She says, why? I said, the thing that holds the garbage is not there. So at that moment, she perceives that in the carport, there's no thing that holds the garbage there. Okay. When she perceives that, is what she perceives, is that, or she goes down there and looks in the carport and doesn't see a thing that holds the garbage. That's a direct perception, right?
I would say that's direct. Yeah.
Isn't that exactly what we're debating right now?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Is she dealing with an archetype, or is she dealing with the actual thing that holds the garbage?
We seem to agree that it's an archetype. Whether or not she can perceive it directly, we don't know yet.
Okay, good. So anyway, we took ours as an example. Rangshin Mamikbe Tak. Why is it called a Mamikbe Tak? it's a reason to prove the absence of something. Okay, mamikbe tak is a reason to prove the absence of something. What's the most famous migme in the world?
Emptiness. Treasure of love with nothing it sees.
Yeah, migme. Okay, cannot perceive it. Okay, cannot perceive it there. Mamikbe. So the mamikbe part here means you are trying to prove to somebody that something's not there. Okay. And what are you using as your reason? You're taking something which is almost exactly the same. Well, it is exactly the same as the thing you're trying to prove is not there. Okay. So a garbage can and a thing that holds garbage is rang shin chik. They are by nature the same thing. Okay. They share the same exact identity. So when you use a thing that my wife can see, oh, there's nothing there holding garbage, then she knows that if there's nothing there holding garbage, then there's no garbage can. She knows that. Okay. So anyway, so somebody said, when your wife sees that the thing that holds the garbage is not in the carport, she's confirming that with munsum sema. What's that mean?
She's confirming with a direct, accurate perception.
Yeah, she went downstairs and went to see if there was anything holding garbage in the carport, and she saw that directly. Okay, she saw that directly. Therefore, it is possible to see. Now I ask this, Adam. When you're talking about the three relationships, in an accurate reason, in a correct reason, are you dealing with archetypes or are you dealing with the actual things? I'm talking about the relationships, not the actual object.
Totally. Yeah, I'd still say it's conceptual.
Yeah, you're dealing with concepts. I would say you're dealing with concepts. Okay. So the chokcha, the relationship, is being confirmed with the direct perception. She goes down there to see if there's anything holding garbage in the carport. Okay. And she says, you're right. There's nothing there holding garbage. Okay. That she confirms with direct perception. Okay. But what she's confirming is a concept or an actual thing.
She's confirming her conceptual understanding.
Good. Yeah, she's confirming a concept. When you talk about a relationship between two things, carport and thing holding the garbage, okay, that when you're talking about perceiving the truth of a relationship, you're talking about conceptual, because you have to conceive the relationship before you can confirm it. Okay, you have to check, you have to glue together carport and thing holding garbage. Okay, all right. So, is she having a direct perception? Yes. Of the truth that there's nothing holding garbage in the carport? Yes. Is she perceiving something existing in the world, or is she doing this whole thing as a concept? Is she gluing together carport and thing that holds garbage and confirming it? Oh, that's what she's doing. Yeah. So if you have a direct perception, accurate direct perception, you don't have to see the actual manifestation of the thing in the world. You can deal with ideas or concepts, archetypes. Okay. That's the point. That's the point here. Okay. It's not true that if you have a direct, accurate perception, you have to be dealing with things you can see and touch. Okay. It's not true. Why? Because when you perceive the truth of a logical statement, you are never dealing with the actual thing that you touch and feel. You're always dealing with concepts. Got it? You okay? You guys okay? When you confirm the three elements of a good reason, what you're perceiving is always conceptual and not the actual manifestation in the world. Because it's all in your head. Okay, how about that? Okay, all right. It's very cool. Okay. Now he throws in one more thing. By the way, that was the whole thing there was to try to prove that a direct perception can be dealing in concepts, archetypes, can be. Okay.
Absences have to be.
Okay. Can be. It doesn't have to be dealing with actual manifestations of things. You
Did
can
that
have a
prove that?
direct. Excuse me?
Did that prove that though?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Let's put it this way. When you perceive directly the truth of the elements of a logical statement, you are never perceiving the actual manifestation of those things. You're always dealing with ideas. You're always dealing with idealizations of those objects.
Mm-hmm.
But we're asserting that you can perceive them directly. I mean,
yeah. Maybe we're saying you have to. Okay, that's another point. But okay. So anyway, that's kind of a cool thing. I'll repeat. When somebody tells you something to prove something, and you're dealing with ideas in your head, you can directly perceive the truth of what they're saying without using actual objects in the world. It can all be done conceptually. The perception of the truth of it is direct, but you are not dealing with actual garbage cans. Okay, you are dealing with pictures of garbage cans. Okay, how's that?
Joshua, is it the case that anything that's not physical or anything that's mental is a chitzen, and does a wrong sen have to be?
I think that's the way we're kind of tending here, and I asked myself the same question. I asked myself the same question. You'll have to read Adam's new book when it comes out, and all the answers are there. Okay. By the way, it has to do with, if you want to know, if you want to go there, it has to do with, are you somehow using the opposite of the opposite? In a chitzen, you are perceiving all that is not a microphone, and then you are flipping it. The opposite of all which is not a microphone is a chitzen of a microphone. Okay, cancel, because think of everything that's not your microphone in the universe, then cancel that, and what's left in the universe is your microphone. In fact, that's a perfect microphone, and that's a chitzen, and that's what we call a luminous image coming out of your karmic seed. Okay, so we've had books, Tang Tang's new book on all the kinds of karma. We talk about seeds. No one ever talks about what's the nature of the picture that comes out of the seed and floats down on the pieces and makes the pen a pen. Nobody ever talks about, nobody writes a book about those pictures. They write hundreds of books about karmic seeds. You should do this, you shouldn't do this, you'll make a karmic seed. But you don't see a book that is dedicated to talking about the mental picture that actually creates your world. And Adam's book does cover that, and in 600 pages. Okay. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. It's the other half of dependent origination. It's beautiful. So anyway, when you see those pictures directly, do you have to be seeing an actual thing that's popped out into the world? And the answer is no. You can be dealing in abstractions. Okay. Direct perceptions can be dealing in abstractions. Okay, that's all. Okay, now this last thing we said, which was another reason why it's crazy to say that anytime you see something directly, it has to be an actual manifestation in the world. Is Shel Ja Ni Chir Tsema Ni. Then Nangel. Nangel means then Dharmakirti, Master Dharmakirti, would have been committing an internal inconsistency, Nangel. He would have been committing the logical fault of an internal inconsistency when he said, why is there two kinds of accurate perception? Okay, this is a famous quotation from Dharmakirti. Here we go. Why are there two kinds of accurate perception? I don't know why. Because there's two kinds of things you can perceive. Okay. Why do we divide all accurate perceptions into direct and indirect? Well, because there's two kinds of things you gotta see in the world, which are what? Munsum and Kokyur. Okay, Munsum and Kokyur. Explain, Adam. Some stuff in the world is Munsum.
Some stuff is apparent. Some things are things you can perceive with the senses, and others are things that are hidden and things that you would have to use.
Like the amount of money in my bank account, I can perceive Munsum. But why it's that, I have to Kokyur. It's Kokyur to me. Okay. Let's say I have zero money in my bank account and I have a huge income. Then why I don't have money in my bank account, that's Kokyur. I haven't figured that out yet. Okay. That's called Kokyur. Okay. All right. So because there's two kinds of objects in the universe, some are easy to see and some are, I can't figure that out. Because there's two kinds of objects, then there's two kinds of perceptions in the world, direct and indirect, logic and direct perception. Okay, got it? Now, why should that statement be called into question if the absence of the coffee cup has to be conceptual? Whoa. Okay.
There's only one.
But yeah, maybe. By the way, if you're translating today, I have to kiss your feet. Okay. And if you're a new student in this class or even an old student in this class, and you have no idea what we're talking about, just enjoy, just relax, hey, Ben, I got some geisha coffee.
Good for you.
Geisha.
That's big, kid. Now you're drinking like a big boy.
Yeah. So enjoy your geisha coffee, and don't worry about
Geisha,
it. If you don't know if you don't know what we're talking about today, you're learning something. Okay. If you know what we're talking about today, you're not learning anything. So I feel better when I don't understand what's going on, because I know there's something new I'm going to learn. Okay. So please be patient. All right. Cool. So Nangel Kikyun, Dharmakirti must have been mistaken when he said there's two kinds of accurate perception, because there's two kinds of stuff you got to perceive with your accurate perception. Okay. And I went and got you the quotation, Adam.
Thank you.
It's the opening of the 3rd chapter. And here's where he says it. And you're going to need this snippet for the rest of your term, actually. Okay.
Less than a minute left, guys.
Okay, you should kind of memorize it in your head. Shalja ni chir tsema ni dunje nu da mi nu chir. Okay. Shalja ni chir tsema ni. There's two kinds of accurate perception, because there's two kinds of things that you have to perceive. And then he says, what does he say then in the next line?
Yeah.
What's dunje nu da mi nu? What's that mean? What's dunje nu da mi nu mean?
Is your things you're
It can perform a function. and it
Fine,
cannot
okay.
perform a function. It's capable of performing a function, and it's not capable of performing a function. Okay. All things which do perform a function are changing and not cheat sense. Okay. If it can perform a function, it's not an archetype. Whoa. Because it changes. And archetypes are archetypes because they never change. Okay. The mental picture of car that Ava has in her head will never change throughout her life. That's why it's an archetype. Okay. And miniature means something which cannot perform a function, which is an archetype. Okay. Then he starts getting into other types of things that can't perform a function. For example, that cannot perform a function. I'll give $20. The bets are going down. Tache, what's tache? $20.
Speck in a sink.
Yeah,
Looks like a
crack in a ceramic sink. A crack. Oh, my sink is cracked. Why? I see a fault line. I see a crack line in the sink. Then you reach down and it turns out to be one more hair from the top of grandpa's head, which fell out. Okay. All right. So Tasha is a famous example of something that seems to be real and is not real. Okay. That's a famous example. Okay. All right. If you feel lost today, I repeat, it's because you are learning something. And if you come to this class and you understand everything, I don't see much reason to come to the class. Okay. All right. You should do something that you don't understand. Okay. All right. So thank you, Adam. Stop here.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you, Geshe-la.
All right.
Geshe-la.
Hang in there, you guys. Yeah.
Are we going to come back to this when we come back? He
We
did
have
not
to.
say- yeah, he didn't say Nungir and Kokir. Instead, it seems more like he's reinforcing the other guy's position by saying you have two types of perception for archetypes and real things.
Yeah, we are going to cover that.
Yeah,
We spend quite a lot of time. It's a good point. I understand your point. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be contradictory. It seems to be supporting the other guy's idea.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. All right, good
Thanks,
job,
boss.
you guys. I'm gonna go have some oatmeal. How much time I got, Nick?
You got 7 minutes.
Whoa, you're so generous. Okay.
All right.
All right.
It's true.
See you guys later.
All right. Thank you, Geshe-la. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.